Hey, Facebook, what's going on? Merry Christmas to everyone. Happy holidays to others. um, but today I'm kind of going on, just relaxing, going over some things. But I wanted to bring out a discussion about something I said that someone had an issue or wanted some more information about. And that is understanding the difference between someone's profession and someone's self. Because I made a comment in the last video to my young entrepreneurs, mostly to the guys, that in dating, right? In dating, there is a difference between understanding who you are as a profession and who you are as a man or a father or a husband. And so I wanted today to talk to you a little bit more about it to help some of you guys better understand the separation or the differences inside of it. And I want to use one of my young entrepreneurs. He's been with me 3 years, Mike. He's been with me 3 years, and and he not too long ago not too long ago, he said he wants to do what he wants to do. He wants to be rich, but he doesn't want to be a shark. So I want to use him as an outliner. Okay. Hey, Kelly, what's going on? Sometimes, and this is what I do. So I'm an entrepreneur, and then what I do as an entrepreneur is I acquisition companies, I start companies, and I fix companies who are in bad shape, and then I fix them up, or I counsel or consult CEOs, and then I build them up, I help them build it up. I start my own businesses, as well as gotten into real estate, know about stocks, and I'm a psychiatrist and a spiritual man and a writer, author, because yes. So, so if you take all of that and lump it up, I am not a typical ordinary guy. And the reason I'm not a typical ordinary guy is because of who I am, which is different from my nature. All right, so think about it. What I do in my profession is complicated in so many levels to understand, to almost understand the lingo, the language, the understanding of how to make money off of the stock market, real estate, the different types of real estate that's out there, finding my lane and sticking to that lane and expertise in that lane. Then you also have business and entrepreneurship, acquisitioning companies. That's one component of it. How to negotiate, how to deal with those things, right? And then just straight out buying businesses that's falling apart and coming together and bringing it together. And then let's not alone the two PhDs of psychiatry, which is in counseling, that you have to talk to people. And when you talk to people, their life is not good. Their life is pretty much falling apart. And so in context, they come to me when shit hit the fan. And then the spiritual side of it, spiritually, again, it's no different than going to a priest or the church or anyone. They come to the spiritual man when they have problems. So in all contexts, my profession, I have to be what we call a shark, a lion, a bear. I have to have the personality of that nature because of the different areas of that position. Right. So my young entrepreneur, Mike, looks at me who's mentoring him. And Mike is like, dude, I don't want to be a shark. I don't want to do that because I'm ruthless. You play the game in the jungle. You better play right or you're going to get snapped at. So Mike is saying, I don't want to do that. But then he's conflicting himself in understanding he wants to be rich at the same time. So how do you be rich and not be a shark like me? This is the root of today's discussion. I had to educate Mike in the context that you have to be a shark to play the game, because business is very, very competitive. It's the jungle. To play the game is the jungle. To be in the stock market is the jungle. And now we have computers competing into this jungle. To play in the real estate is more of a jungle. To acquisition companies is a jungle. We're not the only ones who's trying to acquisition companies out there. So it's a jungle no matter which area of the idea of where we're going. Psychiatry is really a depressing jungle. But that's you have to be a shark. You have to have that personality to compete, to go into that world, and to not just survive that world, but to dominate that world. Because if you don't dominate, then you're just getting scraps like the hyenas and the vultures. If you want to get the big prize, you have to be the big cat. Now, Mike sees that, Mike knows that, Mike knows all about that. On my personal side, they know that, but they're like confused because they can't grasp the concept of that, which is fine. So Mike picks a area of expertise and he's focused on it. And so now he realizes he needs to be a shark in that. Okay. If you want to be rich, if you want to have something in your life, you have to be something that you're not, which means to play in the jungle, you have to be a lion, a tiger, or bear, or swim with the sharks, which is different. Think about it, which is totally, totally different when it comes to who I am. And Mike, the question is, and I'll use you as Mike, who are you outside of your profession? See, when it comes to me, and I'll talk about me for a second. When it comes to me, my mother's half is European French, and on my dad's side, the DNA says I'm from Europe, and then a little Middle Eastern and a little African, and so on and so forth. So I'm a pool of this. So genetically, if we know genetically the saying, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. So we know genetically that genetics play a point of your personality, who you are, your parents. My father is a third or fourth generation in construction. My mother's side, on the other hand, has doctors and lawyers and politicians and all of those things. But those are professions now. See what I mean? Those are professions. My identity is not the construction or doctor, lawyer, or politician. That's their profession. Who am I? Well, I'm French and I'm Spanish. I'm a Spaniard. I'm from Africa. I'm from Middle Eastern. So personality, who am I as a man? Well, I love camping. I love romance. I love passion. I'm a passionate guy. I write poems. I'm technically an introvert. Not everyone realizes or knows that I am really a introvert. I don't have a problem being by myself, going out to eat by myself, hanging out by myself. I don't have a problem with that. People don't realize as a romantic, loving guy that I love to be with family, hang out with family, but people don't understand that concept now. So you have me as a person who loves to go camping, who travels, who is a introvert, who is all of these things out there, right? But then you have me in my profession, and I'm out there like with hanging out with the sharks and the bears and the tigers and all of those. And so I have two different worlds. And if someone who doesn't understand there is a separation, they are not going to understand who you are. Young entrepreneurs, my guys, they're not going to understand who you are. So when you date, it is I want you to talk about what you do in a little bit, in a little box. Put that out there. This is what I do. Boom. But then talk about who you are. And so sometimes who you are and what you do is conflicting, like me. But it's not conflicting. Think about it. Just because I hang out with sharks and tigers and bears and all of that doesn't mean I don't have a caring nature. I'm a psychiatrist. I fix businesses up. I make money for other people and so on and so forth. My nature is a caring nature, even though I'm hanging out with sharks, tigers, and bears. So my nature is my nature, and that nature is who I am. And so to Mike's position, he needed to realize there is a shark position that he has to play the game. He has to play it. And then there is who are you position. Who are you is when you go home, when you close the door, when you want to hang out with your mates and the kids. What do you want to do? How do you want to enjoy life? It's those people who don't understand that component. Play with the sharks, play with the bears, tigers, and all of that. Be in the jungle. And then come home and hang out with the family at the family level. Because who you are. That by itself is extremely hard on both sides. And excuse me. And that's the hardship of being an entrepreneur. You can't just shut it off like real fast. So I've gotten to a point. I got into a point in my life where if I meet someone new, I will always tell them, so when I come home, I don't want to be a leader in anything. Tell me what you want me to do, and I'll do it. Now, again, that's serious relationships, like my exes. So the point is, my young entrepreneurs, my guys, you have to be something you're not in context, because you have to play with the sharks, tigers, and bears in your profession. If you don't, you're not going to make it. It's just that simple. But when you walk away from the tigers and the bears and the lions and swimming with the sharks, then you come home, and then you have to understand who you are in the context, guys, as a man, as a father, and as a husband. If you can pull that out of yourself, if you can pull that out, then your home should have a nice balance, and then your profession should be at an expertise level. Okay? In dating, now again, that works in a perfect world if you're already married and already have relations or family. That's perfect. When you're dating, the hardship is to tell or take the woman, and I'm talking to my guys, to take the woman to understand that that's your profession. Don't look at that. Don't look at my profession. And that's the hardship, because that's all the common person knows when it comes to an entrepreneur. Because as soon as they get as close as to you as needed, your phone is going off, your emails are going off, your texting is going off, somebody's always contacting you, your employees is contacting, your staff is contacting, your executive branch is contacting you. Everybody's trying to reach you. And that gets tiring, and it gets insecurities and jealous to a new person coming into your world. So you have to understand, young entrepreneurs, Gotcha. So you have to understand, my young entrepreneurs, when you come home, you have to understand those three components: the father, the husband, and then what is it as you, the man, the leader, the man at home. Um, because we don't want to be a woman's role. And ladies, I apologize for saying it like this, but the woman's role in a close net social connecting position, their expertise in that. We're not expertise in that close net position. That's their thing. And so rely on your woman if you have that situation of that close net relation. So when I say I come home and I don't want to do nothing, you be the lead. Just tell me what you want. That, because that's her expertise is right there. My expertise is going out to strangers and dominating. That's my expertise. So the woman that you're dating or trying to date, they need to understand your nature in your profession is an assassin, but when you come home, you're European Frenchman and a Spaniard who just loves and have passion. But that's me. Who are you guys? That's something you have to figure out, and don't look so hard. Just be you. Be happy. What do you enjoy in life? Do you love going out and traveling? Are you an extrovert, if you will, and going out and enjoying life? I mean, I love adventure. I love traveling. So you have to understand who you are. Because guys, and I'm going to wrap this up, guys, if you understand who you are, it doesn't matter if you have a profession or the profession goes away. You still have who you are. That will never go away. And when I was poor, I was me. When I was rich, I was me. You wouldn't have liked me, but I was still me. When I was homeless, I was me. And at this stage, I am me. I enjoy my life no matter where I go. And yes, it is disappointing and depressing, and you feel like it's not worth it when you're in your social side of it, in the social side of it, because dating is not going good, relationships are not going good, and so on and so forth, right? We have that position on our personal side of us. And somebody like me, I who doesn't hurt, right? We all hurt. We all have emotions. But that hurt and that emotion is social. It's personal. When you go into that jungle, you better be an assassin. So likewise, single ladies, for guys that you have your eye on or whomever, be mindful of this position. Your husbands and your mans, they have a profession, and then they have who they are. Try not to confuse the two, and try not to merge the two. In my world, if you merge my jungle into my social, somebody's going to get hurt. I don't want to hurt people. I want to enjoy life. And again, hurt, I'm not talking about like physical pain. I'm just saying emotional and so on. So for all my young entrepreneurs who's finding it difficult in not wanting to be a shark, like Mike said, and he still wants he wants to be in peace. He still want to love. And he has, so there's two different, it's okay to be a shark. It's okay to be a lion in the jungle. And it's absolutely okay to walk away from it and be you, sensitive, loving, respectful, chivalrous, romantic, passionate. I'm describing me. outside of your work. And there's nothing wrong with that. The hard part is not being that. The hard part is finding a partner with that. but we'll talk about that another day. So this is Dr. Bagley. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to everyone. Thank you very much for spending your time with me. If you do have any questions, comments, or concerns, please do not hesitate and let me know. And other than that, that's all I got, guys. Have a great Christmas. Yeah, have a great Christmas. Kiss your loved ones. Hug your babies, because they do grow fast. In fact, I'm going on Zoom to talk to my babies who are out of state right now. So I will talk to you guys later. And until next time, Merry Christmas. Bye-bye.